The story begins at a large modern hospital and soon transitions inside to the psychiatry department. In one of the offices, a female psychiatrist speaks to her young muscular patient and asks him to confirm his unusual symptom. He claims that he sees every living being as a pig. The young man silently nods in response. Surprised, the doctor leans in and asks whether he is joking. She then questions if he sees her as a pig. With a completely serious face and glowing intense eyes, the patient calmly confirms her suspicion. The perspective then shifts to what the patient sees. His psychiatrist no longer looks human. Instead, she appears to be a humanoid pig wearing glasses. This confirms that his bizarre condition is very real. Despite her shock, the psychiatrist finds herself mentally admiring how attractive he is. Wanting to test the extent of his delusion, she begins unbuttoning her blouse and suggests they examine his physical responses. The sudden action completely stuns the young man. He stares with wide eyes and sweat running down his face. As she leans in with her shirt half open, she seductively asks what he sees now. From the patient's view, the scene is horrifying. Her pig head remains and her chest now features two smaller blushing pig heads in place of human breasts. Inside her own mind, the psychiatrist reveals her pride in her looks. She cannot believe someone as beautiful as her could be seen as a pig. But the young man after another, students step up and place their hand on the platform. A muscular boy receives an intermediate metalworker class and walks away looking disappointed. Another student awakens an advanced healer. A third student becomes a junior engineer and breaks down in despair. Next, a tall muscular young man with orange-red hair steps up. As soon as he touches the crystal, it flares with golden light. The result appears. Combat class rare tier, shadowless bladesman. The principal is shocked and his mouth drops open. He loudly exclaims that it is a rare class while the crowd gasps in awe. Smiling brightly, the principal asks for the student's name. The young man proudly replies, Lu Jinglong. The principal praises him and offers to personally visit his family to plan his future path. Lu Jinglong thanks him and turns to wave confidently at the crowd as students cheer and chant his name. Then the principal calls out the next student, Yechuan. Xu Lingxuan yells out encouragement from the crowd. The principal watches closely. He knows Yechuan is strange, but also knows his stats are extraordinary. He remembers that Yechuan's combined total is 10, which is more than 3 times the average. Hoping for something amazing, he watches as Yechuan steps forward and places his hands on the platform. Instantly, the crystal explodes in a violent surge of lightning. The force sends a powerful shockwave through the area. The students reel back in shock. The principal is stunned and wonders if the blinding light is a sign of the legendary divine tier. Yechuan stares silently at the immense power he triggered. The energy forms glowing letters in the air. Divine tier. The principal yells in disbelief. Then the result is revealed. Life class, Divine Pig Butcher. The principal is frozen in place, unable to speak. The crowd is completely silent for a moment before bursting into laughter. Some question if the crystal is broken. Others argue that it is unclear if Yechuan is extremely lucky or incredibly unlucky. The principal clenches his fists. He feels betrayed by fate. After all these years, he finally saw a divine awakening, and it was wasted on something so ridiculous. He thinks bitterly that a divine blacksmith or healer would have made him proud for the rest of his life. He sighs heavily and stares at Yechuan. The boy stands alone and quietly walks away. As Yechuan moves through the crowd, something strange happens. A glowing blue panel appears in front of his eyes. Only he can see it. It is a system screen displaying his status, profession, talents, and skills. His talents include Swine Nemesis and Blade of God Slaying. His first skill is Blood Shadow Butcher, which makes pigs fall into a fear state. The most important detail is that Swine Nemesis gives a 50% Chuan ignored him and kept walking, which caught Lu Jinglong off guard. Angry at being ignored, he ran up and grabbed Yechuan's arm, asking if he was deaf. Yechuan finally stopped. One eye glowed red. He calmly asked what Lu Jinglong wanted. In that moment, a terrifying aura burst out of him. Shadow-like energy wrapped around his body, and Lu Jinglong froze, overwhelmed by the pressure. He stumbled back in fear. What he saw was not real. Yechuan had used his ability to trap him in a vision. In his mind, Lu Jinglong saw himself tied to a chopping block like a pig. Standing above him was Yechuan, eyes glowing red and holding a huge butcher's knife. The fear locked him in place. Then the illusion shattered. In reality, Lu Jinglong had collapsed, pale and sweating. The crowd laughed, unaware of the mental attack. His friend rushed over and asked what had happened, but Lu Jinglong just stared in panic. Humiliated and furious, Lu Jinglong stood up and yelled at Yechuan. He charged forward and threw a punch, but Yechuan moved fast. Surrounded by red energy, he calmly met the punch with his own fist. Their fists collided. The impact was immediate and explosive. Lu Jinglong screamed as his hand snapped back. His bones had been crushed by Yechuan's block. Everyone stared in shock, including Xu Lingxuan and Lu Jinglong's friend. They were frozen. Holding his broken hand, Lu Jinglong shouted in disbelief. He couldn't understand how a pig butcher beat him. Meanwhile, Yi Chuan stood still, surrounded by crackling red light. With a cool tone, he said that as a pig butcher, it made sense for him to have strong hands. It was the first hint of the real power behind his strange profession. As Yi Chuan holds his ground, the crowd erupts in chaos. Consumed by pain and fury, Lu Jinglong screams that he'll kill Yi Chuan. Roaring with rage, he gathers his energy and forms a bright cyan blade, the void longsword, into his functioning hand. Witnessing this, the gossiping girls in the crowd are convinced it's over. One of them says Lu Jinglong is finally taking it seriously, and Ye Chuan is as good as dead. The other questions why a pig butcher would dare fight someone from the combat division, wishing he had simply apologized earlier. The onlookers are aware that Lu Jinglong's sword is sharp enough to slice through a steel pipe. Burning with humiliation and driven by vengeance, Lu Jinglong raises his blade high, shouting that he's going to finish Ye Chuan. But just as he prepares to strike the air, suddenly chills and snowflakes begin to fall. Frost starts forming along his energy sword and rapidly spreads, encasing Lu Jinglong's entire body in a layer of ice. He tries to move but finds himself frozen in place, horrified. Struggling, he manages to turn his head and glare at Xu Lingswan, demanding to know why she's still protecting Ye Chuan. Xu Lingswan stands confidently with her arms folded, surrounded by an ice kick glowing with faint blue energy. The blow is instantly fatal. The owner watches in horror as the dog's spirit rises from its body. Screaming in despair, she calls the animal her son. At that moment, a system notification flashes before Ye Chuan's eyes, confirming that his extra damage has increased by 1%. His glowing eyes widen as he realizes his guess was right. His swine nemesis power activates on any being he perceives as a pig. The furious woman lunges at him, her face twisted in anger. She accuses him of murdering her child and threatens to fight him to the death. Ye Chuan doesn't flinch. He calmly states that he's a psychopath and pulls out a medical document that plainly reads, "Psycho," as proof. Coldly, he asks if there's anything else, otherwise he's leaving. Terrified, the woman immediately backs off. She realizes she might have just provoked a real madman. If he could kill her dog so easily, what would stop him from harming her too? Her rage evaporates. Forcing a nervous smile, she tells him it's no big deal and quickly wishes him well. The narrative shifts to Ye Chuan's home. As he enters, his parents greet him. His broad-shouldered father Ye Chuan chuckles and asks if it's true that he's become a pig butcher, while his mother gives him a gentle smile. Ye Chuan confirms it. His father beams with pride, pulling him into a big hug. Calling him a stinky kid, he says he's proud that Ye Chuan is following in his footsteps, believing that being an honest pig butcher is a better life than killing and war. He tells Ye Chuan he'll take him to the slaughterhouse the next day. Later that night, Ye Chuan sleeps peacefully in his bed wearing a pig-themed onesie. As the family slumbers, a mysterious figure cloaked in shadow appears outside the house. One of its eyes glows a faint blue. The figure approaches the parents' bedroom window. Its face covered in bandages, the shadowy figure mutters that it can't believe the son of Ghost Cry is nothing more than a butcher. It questions the run slaughterhouse. The large facility is lined with pig carcasses hanging on hooks. Dressed in a black apron, Ye Chuan follows his father with a serious expression. Ye Chuan tells him that every good butcher needs a reliable blade. He brings Ye Chuan to a display case containing 3 oversized cleavers and urges him to choose one. Ye Chuan eyes the knives and reaches for the one in the middle. The moment he grabs it, a glowing blue system prompt appears in front of him. It reads, "Pig slaying knife selected. God slaying edge ability activated." This skill grants him 0.1 free attribute points for every pig he slaughters using this weapon. Now that his son is equipped, Ye Chuan begins his first lesson. He explains that the most important thing is learning how to handle the blade. As a massive pig carcass is lifted in front of them, Ye Chuan, through his altered vision, sees it as a terrifying snarling boar. His father instructs him to aim for the weak point to deliver a clean one-strike kill. Stepping back, he tells Ye Chuan to give it a try. If you're excited for the next part, leave a comment and I'll do my best to bring it to you as soon as possible.